Shalom, brothers and sisters, friends and family. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for hanging out with me. As I am doing this reading, I am part of a group that is the We of Yahuwah and the Torah. My family and I, there's 5 of us, and we live out in the middle of the jungle. And we love our Creator with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our soul. And we love His Word. We have been keeping Torah now for, I don't know, I think over a little over a decade, perhaps. I don't know exactly. It's been a while. My wife would know. But it's been a long time. And coming out of mainstream hardcore Christianity, which I was in a Baptist all my life. My mom had me going to we went to Sunday church and Sunday school, and we also did a Sunday night, and we did Wednesday nights, and we did all the Oktoberfest when it was like the replacement for Halloween. And we went to church camp, we went to all of this stuff, and it was the same information everywhere you went. We only learned about less than a quarter of scriptures because the main priority, the main focus was always Paul. It was always what Paul said and how there was a new way and that salvation could be achieved here. We even had doctrines such as the Romans road to Christ. And I remember my mom always going to vacation Bible school, and she was teaching and had all these teachers. She was part of the administration of this Bible group, and everybody was getting kids saved every single night, and they were bringing the reports. And they were just the way to salvation is asking Jesus into your heart, and that is not in scriptures. That does not exist. What I am sure it's good to have our Messiah on our heart, mind, and soul. But as far as like asking Jesus into our heart and then we're saved, there's no such doctrine. There's no such verse. That just doesn't exist. In fact, very much when you read from the front of the book to the end of the book, it's the same message. Our Creator says, if you will obey me, if you will take my lead that I have given to you and you will do what I say to do, then I will be your king. I will be your leader. I will be your Elohim. I will be your God. And you will be my people. Now, how amazing is that to be the people of the Creator of the universe? How special is that? It's phenomenal. I want to be accepted by the Creator of the universe. I want to be accepted by His Son. His Son has come and shown us as humans that we can walk the Torah the same way He walked the Torah. That is possible. As humans, yes, we fall and yes, we fall down, but there are no excuses for not attempting to keep Torah. Guys, Deuteronomy, which is in part of the laws of our Creator, and the laws are Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. But in Deuteronomy, it tells us that we need to love our God with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our soul, with all our being, that this is what we indoctrinate our kids with. It's what we enwrap our families with. It's everything about all of this. Guys, it's vital that we are in Torah. It's vital that we are in a way forward. There is no way forward when we're just in the world. The way to death is by simply walking as the world walks. And it will be a physical death and it'll also be a spiritual death. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm reading with all of you guys out of the Yah Scriptures. And Yah Scriptures is available 100% free of charge at yahscriptures.com. Just put that word together and put a .com at the end of it. It's available there. It's an amazing book. It's one of the greatest books I have ever seen in my life, if not the greatest. It is a wish list of the most complete, most accurate scriptures that have taken the pagan names out of everything and have restored our Creator's name and restored His Son's name and restored all the pagan things that are in there have all been pulled out, as well as all of the Apocrypha. And the Apocrypha reiterates everything that is in scriptures. It doesn't change anything. It gives us a ton more information. The bottom line is always the bottom line. If we obey the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator, He will set us aside and we will be His people. And so even in the Apocrypha, it says all of that. There's nothing that ever takes us away from Torah. People get hitched up a lot of times in Apocrypha stuff because one certain thing will read one way and they believe that it's an abomination. And guys, we have to look at all scriptures as a whole, as a giant thing, right? We can't take one word, because if we take one word, then all of a sudden we take the words of Paul and we go like, well, the law must not mean anything. This dude says the law means nothing, when that's not what Paul was saying at all. And so it's very important we understand the Torah, and we understand, more importantly, the words of our Messiah. And this is what we are in right here. And so we are in the book of Khalidi, which is the last book in Yah Scriptures. And for every scriptures that is purchased, one is able to be delivered into our brothers and sisters in chains. And Yah Scriptures has an amazing prison ministry going on right now. We're always looking for volunteers that are willing to help pen pal brothers and sisters in chains. So if that's anything that's tugging on your heart, or if that's anything you wish to endeavor, please email me, jboss008@gmail.com, and I will get you more info or get you set up with the whole package for those who are ready. Okay. We are into a very kind of phenomenal piece of this whole chapter, of this whole book. Excuse me. What Messiah is talking about right here, he's talking about those he accepts and will accept into the Shamayim. Who are those qualified enough to be soldiers of the kingdom to come? So this is very important, because we went over this in the last reading of this. And let's just get to it. Messiah says, I accept those who hunger after enlightenment, for they shall be satisfied. Is it not written, the pleasures of the food sit heavily on the stomach, but wisdom fills the heart with satisfaction and content? This is why I guess all of us are here, right? We're all after understanding more. We want the complete picture. We want to see what scriptures say, and we want to make sure we understand them. And this is what enlightenment is. This is like finding the answers to it. And when you're stuck in any sort of religion, you're handicapped, because you can only believe this thing. If you go outside of what they believe, then you're in the wrong religion. You got to go find another religion. They believe more of what you believe. But there's 41,000 plus religions, and not a single religion jives with scriptures. Nothing jives. There's no religion out there that puts an emphasis on commandment keeping, upon obeying our Father's laws and fully committing our lives to his ways, and readying our lives for our Messiah, readying our lives for those who will be whisked away to the New Jerusalem, who will be qualified enough that we will actually get to spend a little bit of time with our King, Messiah Yahushua, Jesus the Christ, right? This is what this is all about, is getting our lives ready, getting our hearts and hands squeaky clean, and making sure that we're ready. So continuing on, very, very important verse right there. 11, I accept the compassionate, for they shall be compensated. Is it not written, he who has compassion builds a fountain of consolation for his time of need? We have so many different Torah commands that love our Messiahs, love our neighbor as ourselves, the second of the greatest commandments. But in Torah, we have things like don't harm the disabled, don't have invalid weights and measurements. We need to take care of our family and elderly. There's all sorts of different things inside of Torah where if we neglect Torah, and if we say that it's been done away with, or it's nailed to the cross, then we're handicapping ourselves. All of a sudden we go from 2 legs to 1, and 1 arm to 2, or 2 arms to 1. We hurt ourselves because we don't have the way forward. If we don't have Torah, then we'll go out and we'll start eating some unclean fish, and we'll get really, really sick, or eat some pus pocket shrimp that everybody loves as the greatest, sea fish, and it's an unclean janitorial pus pocket system. It's something that we absolutely shouldn't be eating, but when we don't care about the laws, then we run into problems like this. Okay, continuing on. And compassion, right? It all goes we're supposed to love is what it's supposed to be. That is what the kingdom is going to be about. The kingdom will be about obedience. It will be about love, and it will be a joyous people who are very happy to be doing the things our Creator has asked us to do. And so we're all going to be one big happy family. It's going to be a big family, unlike anything we've ever known before. I can't wait. I just hope I qualify. I can make this kingdom. That's my hopes. Continuing on. I accept the pure-hearted, for in their nature draws them closer to Elohim. Is it not written, he whose hands and heart are clean receives the fullest measure of the power of the Ruach? Power words, right? How do we get infused with the Ruach HaKodesh? How do we get the power of our Creator that wields its way in our life and that it's more powerful in us? Well, it's that we get closer to the Torah walk. When we say unclean things, when we make rude, crude jokes, anything that is not positive when we're talking is obviously a negative, and that negative is going to be a negative for the kingdom, right? I find myself in this trap all the time, guys. I am the absolute worst. I for those who think that Boss Clan has it together or that we're like some amazing family with no problems or no issues or anything of the sort, it's not like that. Guys, I'm dealing with three youngsters, three young men, who, and all parents try the very best they have, but there's no easy road. I will tell you, though, the road has been far easier because my boys are Torah keepers. And so even though they are wild and rebellious, which all kids are, and it just comes with youth, I was a crazy young lion myself. It took many, many, many moons for me to ever figure out that my parents were far better than I ever thought. And it's amazing they didn't kill me for being a rebellious young child. But that's learning, and that's what it is. And so, guys, the Torah walk, having that infused and having us more than half the life of my boys walking this has really, really, really helped, because there is a different line, right? There's the laws of the house, which that's what gets crossed, but then there's the laws of the Creator of the universe, and that's what, if it does get crossed, that's where there's some real problems in this house for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. And so how do we get clean-hearted? How do we get more pure? We alter our ways. We work every single day and try to be, for me, more patient, more kind, more gentle, less rude and crude things, right? The heart and the tongue can produce some incredible things, and the worst thing that we can do is by our speak. And speech is such one of these incredible things that our Creator has built for us, that we have this organ called the tongue. And somehow between our lungs and mouth and tongue and teeth, because those without teeth can't talk right, when we have all this, we can enunciate and put out words, and we can bring thoughts to life. But these thoughts can do a massive amount of harm, and we need to be positive in everything we do. This is preaching to myself, guys. This is really, truly preaching to myself when I say all this. So if it affects any one of you guys out there, maybe it hits both of us. But it's one of these things that I try every single day to be a little bit better. And I don't know if I could ever go down as a pure-hearted person. We have a lot of issues, right? I was born in Babylon. I have a filthy mouth. I cuss when I get hurt. I have problems. So we're human. We're working our way through it, and I just hope and pray that we can all make it through this testing trial world. Continuing on. I accept the peacemakers, for they are truly the heirs of Elohim. Is it not written, listen, my children, and I will teach you the ways that are good, causing you to seek for shalom and maintain it. Guys, huge things here, right? Huge things. When we're trying to look at the qualities of what the kingdom to come is, this goes back to my house, right? There's 4 boys and 1 girl, and the brothers, I don't know if they get bored. I don't know what exactly happens, but as far as peacemakers, I'm not so sure this exists in this house, right? I'm not so sure that brothers are brothers. Maybe I'm an only child. I don't understand it, but these are the qualities of the kingdom, right? Are we the people on Facebook that are making problems, or are we the people that are gossiping and making issues, right? Peacemaking comes in a tremendous amount of fashion. Are we doing things that are quality for the Shemaim, for the kingdom, or are we saying evil speak that is, it rings out, right? Remember the ripple of water, that it's just like when we say something, it's like once we say it, it's over. It's down, the ripples out, and it's going to go across, and it's going to affect a lot of things. And for every time that we affect other people negatively by our evil ripples, then we're going to be judged for this. If we change somebody's life by the course of our actions and by the things that we do, parents, we all have a massive responsibility, right? We all will be judged at some level for how our kids are brought up, the things our kids do. Have we indoctrinated them in the Torah? Well, if not, then all of that stuff is going to fall on us. Continuing on. 14. I accept those who suffer in the cause of mankind, for on them shall fall the mantle of glory in the reign of the Ruach. Is it not written, when they scorned and abused me, I was strengthened by the Ruach of Yahuwah, and nothing can now dismay me. Power words, right? So we know that as we get closer to our Creator, as we get closer to His Word, as we really seek the kingdom, that those who are those who have clean hearts and clean hands, right? The power of the Creator goes to you, in you, and around you, and when we suffer, we will have a comforter. We will have the Ruach HaKodesh, and we none of us know what the future is. None of us know what the end will be. But according to Revelations, if we're Torah keepers, most people are slaughtered. According to Revelation, it really talks about the blood of the saints, and it says that they all have to be killed. So whenever the end comes, stand tall, right? There's nothing better than to die for the truth of the Torah and to die for our Creator. What better honor is it to give your life for the one who presented us with life, right? The kingdom to come, I believe in that. I believe in eternity. I believe that all our bones right here, everything will turn to dust. I believe that the biggest part of our future is eternity. And like I tell all my brothers and sisters in chains all the time, I'm like, it's obvious some of us have really botched it. Some of us have ended up on death row doing some incredibly evil things. But there's a path, there is a way forward, and there's no such thing as totally done. Everybody's gonna have a day of accounting, but even the evil that we have done, we can walk through it, and we can accept our Creator, we can accept His Son, we can accept His ways, and go from there. Okay, let's continue on. I've already rambled a lot here. Okay, continue on. I accept those with motives. I accept those whose motives when seeking to do good are misunderstood, for their place in glory is established. Is it not written, because they have reviled and slandered you, eternal glory will be granted? This is interesting, right? This is very much talking about a people who aren't understood, and they're punished for it, right? They're killed or punished or done something, and you're just trying to do something good. These are incredible words from Messiah. 16. You whom I accept are the salt of the earth, but if the savor of the salt disappears, it is useless. As salt without any flavor could be good for nothing, so those without goodness in their hearts serve no purpose. As salt adds flavor to food, so do men make life more acceptable. Okay, salt of the earth, guys. We're supposed to go out there, and we are absolutely supposed to be working the kingdom road. We're supposed to be working the path. We're supposed to be having a light, and we're not supposed to be hiding it under a bushel, right? We're supposed to be a light for the nations. That's why we're told to wear things like tzitzits, so that people can see a blue tassel, and people can say, take me to your Elohim. Show me who your Elohim is. Tell me about him. Because that's what it talks about in the end days. Those are the tassels. There's a purpose for the number 1638 command of wearing tzitzits. So our job is to minister to everybody out there. Our job is to spread the word. If everyone that actually listened to this would actually go out and minister to one person every day, doesn't matter who it is, then we would be working the kingdom road. We'd be doing the things of farmers and tending to this. And because there's people out there that are right on the edge. I've seen it with this prison ministry. I've seen it where these literally serial killers, hardcore serial killers that don't want to talk about religion. They're happy to talk to you, but they don't want to talk about religion. A few emails into it, all of a sudden they're wondering like, hey, we see what you're writing. We see some of these commands that you're sending. This sounds reasonable. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm going to send you guys 7 at a time. So I have these guys lined up, list after list. Every single day I'm going through them and I'm writing them. And I go back through my sent mail and see where I left off in Torah. And I send them 7 commands. I send them 7 commands. And I say, hey, you know what? Let's talk about these. I want to see what your guys' thoughts on these. And I have this serial killer guy. He's like, look, commandment number 7 says master sin. He's like, that's what I need to do. And I'm like, yeah, that's what we all need to do is master sin. We need to be able to, so we don't come up short on the day of accounting, that we have tried with everything we can possibly do to serve our Creator with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our being, because He gave us life. We are His creation. We are owned by Him. We are stamped, built by Yah. We have a mechanical guidebook, Leviticus 11, on what you have put fuel into the system. We have a way of the kingdom road, which is called the Torah. And if we will accept this, and we will accept that our Messiah, Yahushua, the Son, not Yahuwah, the Son of God, Yahushua, Jesus Christ, who they call Him, He's the Son. If we accept Him, that He will be our priest, He will be our everything. It is only by His breaking of the spiritual curse of the Torah that we will be able to have a second shot at this. So He means so much to us. It's not just a once saved, always saved. You can't just sit there and ask Jesus to forgive your sins all the time when you don't even know what the sins are because you don't know the Torah, right? That's going to fall on us. James clearly talks about that you need works. If you have the Torah, then you need to have works. That is how you know that you have the Torah. The Torah is a living, breathing, operating system of life that goes all around us. And if we were willing to plug this operating system into our life and boot from this, then we will be under a spiritual protection. And when we are under the spiritual protection, we're going to have issues. We have a ticked off Hasatan, a devil that wants to come and beat us down at all times, wants to make us miserable. But this world is going to disappear at one point, and this is going to be a vapor. And like I was telling my brothers and sisters in chains, what we've done right here is but a vapor to what eternity will be. And I encourage them all to sit and memorize the Torah, to let's do it. I have them writing back saying that they are actually meditating on the laws of our Creator. And I'm like, wow, this is so amazing that there's so much fruit to be had, and there's so many people that are just willing to listen. But my job's not done, right? I'm not sitting here doing what the Christians do and save them all and send them off. I'm not going to let these brothers go. I'm going to walk these guys to their execution date, and I'm going to tell them that they're loved. And I'm going to show them that there is another path, and there is somebody out there that will love them. And so that is my job, and that is my mission. And we have a brother who will be dying next month. He says he's innocent. They all say they're innocent, but this is all not of Torah. All of this, their captivity, where they're at, their conditions, how they're treated, none of it is of Torah. And I can't wait for a kingdom to come that is based on Torah, that we all know what the Torah is, according to Hebrews 8. So with that, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Much love. I'm out.